welcome to Talk to WCTV. My name is Karen Kirk. I'm the General Manager of Wilmington Community Television. Talk to WCTV is a weekly call-in show, usually on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. However, we don't have enough staff people to cover the phone tonight, so we will not be taking any phone-ins. But if you do have some questions for my guest tonight, please feel free to write them in at WCTV, P.O. Box 35, Wilmington, Mass. 01887. Again, we won't be taking any calls tonight because we're low on staff people. But if you'd like to write in about WCTV or access programming, please feel free to write me at WCTV. Talk to WCTV is live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. and we also are on tape on Thursdays at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you're watching this on Thursdays, hello, good afternoon. Each week I have a special guest, and the guest and I will talk about access programming, cable television, and what that person has been doing. In the past, we've had board members and also producers at WCTV. Those people talk about access programming and talk about their involvement at WCTV. There can be other talk shows at WCTV, and I encourage the viewers at home to have their own talk show. A lot of people have asked me, Karen, why don't you have a special sports athlete on your show? This show is specifically to answer your questions and for you to learn about access programming. But if you at home would like to do your own talk show, please feel free to call me at the studio later on this week at 657-4066. Without further ado, I would like to talk a little bit about my guest tonight. My guest is not a board member, but one of our WCTV producers. Arthur Breault is a producer, a writer, an editor. He is involved in all aspects of access programming, and I'd like to thank him for coming on the show. He's not used to being on this side of the camera in the past, but he is getting used to it real quickly. Thank you for coming on the show, Arthur.
You're welcome.
As I was saying, Arthur is a producer extraordinaire, and he originally took the access programming class. He started with the basic access class and went through the entire syllabus and learned all aspects of cable television and video production. When did it first occur to you in the class or before the class that you wanted to start becoming a producer of cable shows?
Well, I thought about it for a long time, but never thought I could do anything like this until I got a letter in the mail saying that I could, join the Access TV. And I signed up to get into the class, but you were full. So I waited 6 months, and then I got a letter saying that I could come down and sign up. And I was real excited about it, and I started, thinking about what shows I could do even before I, got into it. But then when I came down and started taking the courses and found out just how easy it is and how much fun it is to do, it got even more exciting. So it was a lot of fun to do, and a lot of people should come down and learn and take the course if they can get in and do it.
I know.
I think you're full now, aren't you?
It's so full. Spring is full, summer is open.
Yeah.
And in the course, you met some more people that you could say to them, can you come down and help me with my show? Mm-hmm. Tell me about your starting with your new show. Where did it come from? Where did the idea come from? And how did pencil get to paper?
Well, to begin with, I guess everybody would start a show that they know a little bit about the subject that they're going to do. I own a video store, so for me, video was an important part of my life. But every Friday or every Saturday, I would watch Siskel and Ebert or some of the other critics, and they would always critique movies that were at theaters, and never what was coming on video. And we always forget what they said about the movie, 6 months ago. So my wife and I sat down and said, geez, wouldn't it be really nice if we could do our own show about the videos and how we feel about them as average people who watch videos like you or me. I mean, not like some guy who's in Hollywood making $400,000 a year.
So it's the average Joe's feeling about home rentals.
Right, yeah. And the fact that I knew about video and I was involved in it made it easy to do that part of it. You know, the hard part was to, you know, how do you do a show? What do you write? What do you say? And that just came with the training that we got through the Access, you know.
And because of the training, you already know some people who can run camera and direct for you.
Right.
Where did your writing skills come from?
Well, the writing skills are shaky. I just say what I feel and then try to shrink it up and get it into a point where I could say what I feel and make it sound a little bit interesting. I'm not the best writer in the world, but I'm just saying what I think is true about the movies. And just because I own a video store, I don't say that I like a movie because I want to rent it. I say what I actually feel about it. And if anybody's seen my show already, they would know that I do that.
And this show is called Video Review. Video Review can be seen on WCTV on Channel 30 at 7:30 on Thursday nights. And we chose that time specifically for the viewers at home so that they could watch Video Review, learn how Arthur feels about a rental, and then go out and rent it on Friday afternoon, Friday night, and Saturday. So we figured that was the best time.
That is, yeah.
It's also a family affair. I want to know why it's a family affair.
Well, it's easier to get people to work for you if it's a family affair. I mean, my daughters really enjoy being on TV, and they
Samantha
love
and
it. Yeah,
Jacqueline.
Samantha and Jackie, they go to school and they tell all their friends that they're on TV, and it's great for them. They really are learning something that a lot of other little kids don't get a chance to do. And we really want other children to come in and be the guest. We have a guest this week, Laura Irwin, to be a guest on our show so that they can get the feeling of what it's like to sit in the studio and be on a television show.
So you're inviting children to come on and give their reviews of Disney movies or any other children's...
Of any movie that they like and that they really, you know, thought was a good movie. We also want grown-ups, adults to be on the show as well.
And you designed the set behind us.
Yes, I designed the set behind us, and we used the same set for our show. It just changed it around a bit.
Yeah. Again, that show can be seen on Thursdays at 7:30 on WCTV. And I would like to take a look at some of that clip now. It shows a little bit about what the video rentals are like, and we show some clips within Video Review, so you can watch a little bit of the movie clip. If we do have that clip, we can roll that as soon as we can.
I'll remember that.
It's the most fun you can have being scared.
Hello.
You can imagine the rest.
Arachnophobia.
With 8 legs and a bad attitude, these spiders can really give you the creeps. This comedy horror, reminiscent of movies like House and The Hidden, can really make you laugh and squirm at the same time.
Dr. Ross Jennings, played by Jeff Daniels, moves his family to a small coastal town. Content in their new home, Dr. Jennings and his family don't realize that lurking in the barn is another new family, and the town ain't big enough for both of them.
John Goodman of TV's Roseanne is the Rambo of exterminators in this movie. Goodman fans will be a bit disappointed with his role. It's a little bit small for John, but he makes his mark in the movie. Jeff Daniels is the star of this movie, and he does a great job and pulls it right through.
Jeff Daniels brings the horror off the screen and into your living room. We squirmed a bit, but we really enjoyed the movie.
If you're afraid of spiders, I wouldn't suggest watching this movie alone, but it is a lot of fun.
You may not eat popcorn for a while without first checking the bowl.
Yep.
This movie is rated PG-13 from Touchstone Home Video. It has no sex, no bad language, and some violence, but that's mostly towards the spiders.
What's scary about this movie is it could really happen. Spiders could set up housekeeping in your home. So look around for those telltale webs because you never know. Our second movie this week is The Two Jakes, the long-awaited sequel to Chinatown, starring Jack Nicholson as Jake Gitters, a private eye whose past rears its ugly head when a routine snoop job turns into a murder case. Let's take a look at a clip from The Two Jakes.
The war was good for L.A. Brought in money, opportunity, and more than a little greed.
Put the weasel in jail. Nothing else matters. Nothing else in the world.
How about $5 or $6 million?
Could I make a phone call?
Please.
Now the war's over, and people come here because they think the money's easy and the women are easier. That's a combination that's good for business. The divorce business.
I was honestly unfaithful.
Which, by the way, pays for my convertible, my country club dues,
Hell of a shot.
and my office building where I can shut the doors and not even hear the oil well pumping across the street. The war was good for women, too. Gave them jobs.
Oh, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you?
Money, and enough independence to double the divorce rate, which didn't hurt my business any either. After all these years, I've learned a couple of things.
Trick or treat.
The clients lie.
Say hello to Jake Gitters. What's this? It's a hand grenade. You ought to know that. You're a war hero.
The cops always think I'm lying.
How do you know he didn't have the gun with him?
Oh, I'd never frisk him before I let him walk in on his wife hanging on the headboard while some guy was slamming her into the wall, Lou.
It's a great format for a cable television show. Not too many people have done that type of format in the past. It's a novelty in the cable television world to have this type of show, and we really hope it takes off. Again, you can see video review on WCTV Thursdays at 7:30. There's a new show every other week so that you can go out and rent the movies on Friday, so that would be great. It's real educational for you. It's also great for the kids as well. There's a lot of other little segments in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about those.
Well, we have Children's Corner, which we have some children as guests coming on, and we have also Critics Corner, which is adults who do their critiques of movies that they really enjoyed. Last week we did Pretty Woman, and this week we're going to do a couple of movies. We have a little twist to this week's Critics
Can you give
Corner.
us a little hint to
Well,
the upcoming weeks?
It's kind of ghosty, I'll say.
A little eerie.
A little eerie. Also, we have a new segment this week called Nintendo World, where we're going to do we're going to criticize what we feel the new Nintendo games that are out. And this week, I think we're doing the Bart Simpson game and I forget the other one, but it's two new Nintendo games, and my daughter Samantha will be doing that.
And this will be premiering on March 21st.
This will be March 21st.
At 7:30.
Right. And we'll also do, I think we're doing 4 movies, and those 4 movies are The King of New York, The Exorcist Part 3, and State of Grace with Sean Penn.
These are brand new movies.
These are all brand new movies that just came in this week. Yeah.
So you really have no free time on your hands.
No, it's...
You're watching all these movies because you have to watch the movies in order to
Right.
review them.
Sometimes that's the hardest part of the show.
And Sharon helps you out a lot.
Yeah, Sharon does, but she wouldn't watch The Exorcist, so I had to do the...
Did she ever see the first one?
Well, she's seen the first one, and that's why she wouldn't watch the third one. It scared her too much.
Was Linda Blair in the second one?
Linda Blair was not, no, I don't think she was in, yeah, she was in the second one, but not the third.
So Arthur knows his movies. Arthur is no slouch at knowing the latest movies that are coming to the stores this week and next week. So if you want to know Arthur's opinion and Sharon's opinion and Jacqueline and Samantha's opinions of these movies, Video Review is the show to watch. Again, Thursdays at 7:30. I can't stress it enough. It's an excellent new show. The set is stunning.
I think the set came out really nice. It isn't really flashy, but it's nice. It came out well. But that's the whole thing. That's what makes it fun, and anybody can do it. They can all, you know, think up their own television show, design their sets, produce it, direct it, edit, which is a lot of fun, the editing. And we have other shows that we're working on too as well. I mean, we did the Minuteman Ball, which will be...
When you say we, it's you. I mean, you are the producer of these shows primarily.
But I have people who help me. Jean Carboni, who works for me at my video store, came down and did all the interviewing for that show. She also was in the Critics' Corner in the video review show. So a lot of people help, and it's not just one person who does it. But the ideas have to come from somebody, and that, I guess, is the producer. But we did that. We're doing a Learn How to Fly show, where Jean's... We're going to fly an airplane.
Oh, fly an airplane.
Yeah. and the video review show, and we have a lot of other ideas. And that's the whole thing, is that anything that you ever dreamed you could do, you can do. You could come down, take the Access course, learn how to use the cameras and the special effects generators and stuff, and you'll be seeing some of that in some of our upcoming shows. And just do all this stuff that you never thought you could do, and it was always out of your reach.
Did you have any experience with video?
Well, video, owning
the equipment of video.
Not really. I mean, I had a VCR and I have a camcorder, and I own a video store, so I know about the medium itself. But as far as, you know, using the cameras, and these studio cameras are a lot different than a camcorder, and the equipment in the you know, in the control room, and the editing equipment, all that stuff is foreign to me. So it was all new when I came down to learn how to use that.
How long did it take you to grasp the editing system?
Well, I think the first 4 hours that I worked on it was kind of difficult, but after that it comes to you really quick. I mean, you can understand that it's just remembering to do certain little things like, you know, make sure you perform it. And using the generator, the character generator, is a little bit time-consuming. It takes a little while, maybe a couple of hours to learn how to use that. But it's a lot of fun. You get to do all these neat little things with it, you know.
And then when the project is done, you say, my God, I made this. Yeah,
you put it together, and the first time the show is on, it's really an accomplishment to you. You feel that you've done something that no one else has done. And you know, in a town like this, to be able to do it, it's a lot of fun.
It is. It's fun. And I guess the greatest part is, if anybody out there has a hobby or a career, like Arthur has a career with a video rental store, if anybody has a career or a hobby that they think is interesting and they'd like to share with others, using the Access Studio is a wonderful way to show people what you have to offer. I was just saying to someone last night, I wish I weren't in video. I wish I were a veterinarian so I could use the cable studio to bring in little cats and dogs. Or I wish I were a doctor so I could show, you know, something that a doctor does.
Right. One of the things, I'm a pilot, and so the Learn How to Fly thing for me is to show people what it's like to learn how to fly. Everybody has this great fear of doing anything, even like coming down here and learning how to be a producer. And the fear is unfounded. You shouldn't have that fear, because it's just fear of the unknown. And flying a small airplane is the same basic idea. And so I wanted to get across to people what it's like to fly a small airplane, and just exactly what you have to do on that very first day that you go learn how to fly an airplane. And so that's where that show came from.
And you race cars.
I own a racetrack in Wilmington. That's Wilmington RC Speedway, and they're radio-controlled cars. And I've always loved race cars all my life. I mean, the real ones. But
The big expensive
yeah, the big
ones.
expensive ones. And I always wanted a way to get involved in racing. And I was always a hobbyist. And I always flew radio control airplanes, which taught me how to fly a little bit. So a friend of mine came to me with the proposition of building a racetrack. And we did. We went out and designed it, and we went to all the racetracks all around the United States. And we got little ideas from this one and that one, and how high the banking should be. And, you know, the physics were done by a
physicist?
A physicist. No, I was an engineer. My partner, who was an engineer. And the track was laid out by me and Bobby, who's my partner, Bobby Vecchione. And we put this track together, and it's a 300-foot tri-oval. It's all asphalt. It's high banked. And these race cars will do 70 miles an hour on this track.
And you did tape some footage of that, and I'd like to take a look at some of that now also. We have some footage of the track, and we can actually see how fast those cars in fact go. They go how fast?
Well, in this clip that you're going to see, they're doing about 40 miles an hour, but they are capable of doing well over 70 miles an hour.
Once again, the number 6 car is in the lead. Car driven by Don Little. The number 2 car is in second position. The number 2 car driven by J.J. Doyle.
Jockey Doyle!
Here they come, first and second. Third position is the number 3 car.
Last February.
Driven by Jim McTaggart.
And we had well over 200 applicants from all over the United States and Canada who came down to race in
Watch it in turn 2. Corner Marshall grabs his car.
Do you ever see some accidents? I'm looking for any
Yeah, you
accidents.
see lots of accidents. And at 40 miles an hour, you see a lot of it.
Watch it in turn 2. Stay low.
This particular clip is probably the better drivers. So, and there's not too many of them on the track. So it's not a very good clip.
Second place, J.J. Doyle. And in the third position.
And you also call the race too.
Yes, I'm the announcer. At this particular race, I was the announcer. And my partner would do the announcing. And these cars are scored by an electronic scoring system. And if the volume was up, you could hear the little beeps as they go underneath the electronic scoring. So even though they're going 40, 50 miles an hour, the timing on them is very accurate.
The blue car. And third is the red, white, and blue car, number 4.
We hope you enjoyed that clip just as much as I did. It's an eye-opening experience, and Arthur has so many different hobbies that I think that we're going to be seeing Arthur as a producer at WCTV for a very long time, and I'm very happy about that. So you have some more ideas in the future, and you're going to continue with video review.
Yeah, we're going to do it every other week for a while, and if it catches on, we may go to once a week. And if the people really like it, we'll push it up. It is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
And you're also looking for crew.
Yeah, we're looking for camera people, and we're looking for people to come on and be in the Critics' Corner and in the Children's Corner and in Nintendo World. So we want to bring the children on, especially for Nintendo games and for the Children's Corner. But we'd also like to get some adults' ideas on what they thought their favorite movie was. And they could come in and talk about any movie that they would like, and we'll give you the movie to take home and watch, and so you can review yourself and just write a little script about what you want to say, and we'll be glad to put you on.
Now, what time do you usually tape?
We tape at 3:30 on Thursday afternoons for the week following show.
So you would be looking for someone who can make those hours. High school students?
Yeah, or somebody who, you know, gets out of work. We're here from 3:30 to 6:30, so if we have to do you at, you know, 5 o'clock, we can put you in.
And how can someone reach you if they do want to become part of that group?
They could call us at the video store, which is 657-5641, at any time from 10 to 9 at night, any day of the week.
And they can ask you that, they want to do a segment on the show, they
Right.
want to get their kid involved.
And we have a couple of children signed up already, and but we want some more to come in. And all they have to do is either give me a call at 657-5641 or just drop by the store. It's on-stage video, and that's in Lucci's Plaza. And come down any day and just say, I'd like to be on your show.
Well, thanks for coming down. Again, video review can be seen on Thursdays at 7:30. Talk to WCTV, as always, is made possible by a grant by AAA Cartel Cleaning Company. I'd like to thank Paul Dion for his camera work tonight. I'd like to thank Andrea Fotopoulos for the audio, and Linda Corbett is making her directorial debut, and she would like to say hello to Jim at home, who's watching and will critique her production tonight. Thank you, and join us next week, Wednesday at 6 p.m. And I'm not sure if I have a guest yet, but you'll be the first to know on Talk to WCTV. Thank you and good night.